So Brenden, just talk about. I mean, you're here a long time for your career, not just on the field, but academics as well. Talk about your career here at Metro State.
Oh, my career was the greatest experience. I mean, honestly, growing up through college and having the opportunity to play soccer just developed me for, years to come. I can't even imagine. It hasn't really kicked in yet, but looking back, I'm certainly going to miss it. It's taught me, an extent of things that'll carry on for so many years, and having the pleasure to be coached by Ken and learning through some of the other players here, and just the experience of Metro as a whole was a true blessing.
Talk about, you got a scholarship here, and that helps students out a ton. Talk about how that helped you personally.
Yeah, the scholarship was obviously a huge part of my life, and I've had the opportunity to hear some awesome stories through other student athletes as well, which is really cool to kind of hear how they've come up and how big of an impact it's been on their life. For me personally, it's just been a motivating factor coming to college, having the opportunity to play soccer. It really made me hold my head higher, put myself to a different standard. It was a blessing for my parents as well, and getting in the classroom, focusing on the fact that we got a coach, you got players around you, and a whole university that are investing in you to succeed is a burden that every athlete is capable and wanting to hold on their shoulders. It's a tough burden, but at the same time, it's something that every athlete knows that they have to do and are willing to do that. So it's just the motivation to succeed has really been my determining factor for the scholarship, and the fact that I'm walking out of college and starting to work, being able to have my feet settled, I don't have to worry about that type of thing. It goes a long way, especially helping out the family as well.
Can you talk about a little bit about the burden that it is for college students? A lot of people just think you're athletes on the field, but you're going to school. Like you said, you're getting a job afterwards. How difficult is it a burden? If you don't have a scholarship, what's that like for a student?
Well, just for me personally, it was tough thinking about going to school and balancing being an athlete at the same time, and having to have, you have to have good grades. And for some sports, it's different GPA-wise, but the standard that we're held and the whole athletic department itself holds the athletes to a very high standard. And it's something that every athlete, tries to achieve, strides to achieve. And I think we do a good job of it, and we have the faculties and the staff's backing, and that's huge. But it can be a burden because it's so time consuming being an athlete and focusing on school at the same time. As far as it goes for me personally, it was just motivating. I could have been the college student that went out and had a totally different experience with it, but I decided to just keep my head in the books and focus on the sport as well, and realize that there's other people invested in me, and that my time's worth other people's money as well. So I think that's the burden that you have to know that you're carrying, and being able to achieve the success of it goes such a far way. Especially now after being graduated, I've really started to look back at it more and more.
So you're already going into your next job right now. You're already getting that step in. How has academics helped you? We know you're a great athlete and all your accomplishments there, but talk about your experience in the classroom. How was that for you?
Oh man, being at Metro State, I started off at a different school, I should mention, and that was a good experience as well, but transferring here has been life-changing. I love living in Denver. I love the teachers I've met. There's some specific ones that stick out, and I've just had such a great experience through hands-on. I'm a double major in business management and marketing. So I took a marketing capstone with Professor Dubersmith, where he literally had me go out and develop a marketing plan for the Colorado Rapids. And that was an awesome, awesome experience because he knew that I'm the soccer guy, and got to use a little bit of my brain with my passion. So that was awesome. And then even looking towards more my management side, I did a hands-on consulting project for not only the Legacy Ridge Golf Course, but for a local LLC basketball camp and things like that. So the opportunity that Metro provides and the real-world experience that they give you just made me so credible to employers that I'm in an internship right now and looking into becoming a full-time representative. So that's big news. And a lot of people think that you're thrown out there and learn how to swim, but they give you those tools here, and that's been the best experience for me.
So let's look 20, 30 years down the line. You're in this job, maybe you're further up the chain, CEO, whatever the case, family and all that stuff. When you look back at your time at Metro, when you think about your time at Metro State, what are some of the thoughts that are going to come into your head?
Ken Parsons will definitely probably be one of the first things. I'm never going to get that picture or that, there's, yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But, he's been a great influence on my life. There have obviously been tough times, but, that's the kind of person he is. So developing that relationship there and starting off young and to where I've been now and the type of player I've been now, he's responsible for that because he's bringing in some of the best talent throughout this region and nationwide. So looking back at my soccer experience would have to be my number one thing because, college is as far as a lot of players get. And there are other opportunities out there, but it's hard to make it from there, and a lot of players are overlooked. So, getting to compete at this high of a level and how good the RMAC is was a true blessing to say that I've played with some professional players. And then the experience of school and the academics, it threw me right into a job, a real life scenario where I'm going to be making money, and hopefully in 10 years or 20 years I'm in that position. So looking back, you couldn't be thankful enough.
Fantastic.